Imagine waking up one morning to discover that an entire village had vanished. No bodies, no signs of a struggle, no clues, except for a single word carved into a wooden post. Now imagine this wasn't fiction. It actually happened. History is filled with mysteries that continue to puzzle archaeologists, historians, and scientists even today. Despite centuries of research and countless investigations, some questions remain unanswered. Tonight, we're exploring 5 of the greatest historical mysteries that still have no explanation. And each one is stranger than the last. The year was 1587. England was eager to establish its first permanent settlement in North America. A group of 115 men, women, and children landed on Roanoke Island, located along the coast of what is now North Carolina. Their leader was Governor John White. Life in the new colony was difficult from the very beginning. Food was scarce. Relations with some local tribes were uncertain. Supplies were running dangerously low. Realizing the colony couldn't survive without help, John White made the difficult decision to sail back to England for supplies. He expected to return within a few months. Instead, war between England and Spain delayed his return for nearly 3 years. When White finally arrived back at Roanoke in 1590, he expected to reunite with his family, including his granddaughter, Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the Americas. But the settlement was completely deserted. Every house had been dismantled. There were no bodies, no weapons, no signs of violence. It looked as though the colonists had simply disappeared. Only one clue remained. Carved into a wooden fence was a single word: Croatoan. Nearby, 3 letters had also been carved into a tree: CRO. White remembered making an agreement before leaving. If the settlers were forced to relocate, they would carve the name of their destination into a tree or post. If they had been attacked, they would also carve a Maltese cross as a distress signal. There was no cross. This suggested the colonists had left voluntarily. Croatoan was the name of a nearby island inhabited by a Native American tribe that had friendly relations with many English settlers. Some historians believe the colonists integrated with the Croatoan people, eventually becoming part of the local community. Others believe disease, famine, or conflict wiped them out before they could establish a new settlement. Some researchers point to archaeological discoveries of English artifacts found among Native American villages. Others argue these objects arrived later through trade. The truth is, no one knows exactly what happened. More than 430 years later, the lost colony of Roanoke remains one of the greatest disappearances in American history. And the mystery has never been solved. But while Roanoke left behind only a single carved word, our next mystery left behind something even stranger. A book. A book that nobody on Earth has ever been able to read. Imagine opening a book that's over 600 years old, only to discover that no one, not even the world's greatest codebreakers, can read a single sentence. This is the mystery of the Voynich Manuscript. Discovered in 1912 by rare book dealer Wilfred Voynich, the manuscript is believed to have been written sometime in the early 15th century. Carbon dating places the parchment between 1404 and 1438, making it undeniably authentic. But that's where the certainty ends. The book contains more than 200 pages filled with strange illustrations of unknown plants, mysterious astronomical diagrams, naked women bathing in bizarre green pools connected by elaborate pipes, and pages upon pages of elegant handwriting. The problem? The language doesn't exist. The symbols don't match any known alphabet. No one has ever found another document written in the same script. Over the last century, some of the world's brightest minds have tried to solve it. Linguists, cryptographers, artificial intelligence, even codebreakers who helped crack encrypted Nazi communications during World War II studied the manuscript. Every one of them failed. Some believe it's an encrypted medical text. Others think it's an alchemy guide, a secret scientific journal, or a forgotten language from a lost culture. A few researchers even argue it was an elaborate medieval hoax designed to fool wealthy collectors. But that theory has one major problem. Creating over 200 pages of convincing text, complete with consistent grammar, repeating word patterns, and detailed illustrations, would have taken years of work. For a prank, it would have been an extraordinary one. Today, the manuscript is preserved under strict protection at Yale University's Beyneka Rare Book Library. Despite centuries of study and modern computer analysis, no one has managed to unlock its secrets. It's as if someone left humanity a message, written in a language no one was ever meant to understand. If an unreadable book wasn't strange enough, what if an entire room could simply disappear? Not a painting, not a treasure chest, an entire room. And that's exactly what happened during World War II. In the early 1700s, master craftsmen in Prussia began constructing what many would later call the eighth wonder of the world. The Amber Room wasn't built from ordinary materials. Its walls were covered with over 6 tons of amber, golden panels, intricate carvings, mirrors, gold leaf, precious gemstones. When sunlight hit the walls, the room seemed to glow from within. Originally created for the King of Prussia, it was later gifted to Tsar Peter the Great of Russia as a symbol of friendship between the two nations. For more than 2 centuries, the Amber Room became one of the greatest treasures inside Catherine Palace near St. Petersburg. Then came World War II. In 1941, Nazi Germany invaded the Soviet Union. As German forces advanced, museum workers desperately tried to remove the fragile amber panels. But after nearly 200 years, the amber had become too brittle to move safely. Instead, they attempted to hide the room by covering it with wallpaper. It didn't work. German soldiers quickly discovered the treasure. Within just 36 hours, the entire room had been dismantled, packed into crates, and transported to Königsberg Castle in what is now Kaliningrad. For a short time, it was displayed there as a symbol of Germany's victory. Then, it vanished. As the war drew to a close, Allied bombing raids devastated Königsberg. The city burned. The castle was heavily damaged, and the Amber Room disappeared without a trace. Some believe it was destroyed during the bombing. Others think it was secretly loaded onto a ship that never reached its destination. Some treasure hunters insist it's hidden inside underground tunnels beneath Germany or Poland. Over the decades, countless expeditions have searched abandoned mines, collapsed bunkers, secret vaults, even the bottom of the Baltic Sea. Every few years, headlines appear claiming the mystery has finally been solved. And every time, the trail goes cold. In 2003, Russian craftsmen completed a stunning reconstruction of the Amber Room after more than 20 years of work. Visitors can once again admire its beauty, but the original masterpiece, worth hundreds of millions of dollars, has never been found. Whether it was destroyed or still waits hidden somewhere beneath Europe, remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Some mysteries leave behind priceless treasures. Others leave behind ancient books. But our next mystery is even more unsettling, because it involves an entire Roman legion, nearly 5,000 trained soldiers, who seem to have vanished from history itself. Imagine being one of the most feared soldiers in the Roman Empire, only to disappear so completely that historians still argue about your fate nearly 2,000 years later. This is the mystery of the Ninth Legion. The Roman Ninth Legion, officially known as Legionem Hispana, was one of Rome's most experienced military units. For decades, its soldiers fought across Europe, helping Rome conquer new territories and crush rebellions. They earned a reputation for discipline, bravery, and relentless efficiency. By the early 2nd century AD, the legion was stationed in Britain, a province that was far from peaceful. Northern tribes resisted Roman rule fiercely. Battles were frequent, and Rome struggled to control the wild lands beyond what is now northern England. Then, the Ninth Legion seemingly vanished. The last confirmed historical record places the legion in York around AD 108. After that, the the trail goes cold. No official account describes its destruction. No surviving Roman historian records a final battle. No battlefield has ever been discovered. It's as if 5,000 soldiers simply disappeared. One popular theory suggests the legion marched north into what is now Scotland, where they were overwhelmed by fierce tribes such as the Picts. Some historians believe an entire Roman army may have been wiped out in an ambush. Others argue the legion wasn't destroyed at all. Instead, they believe it was quietly transferred to another frontier, possibly modern-day Germany or the Middle East, where it may have been disbanded after suffering heavy losses in another campaign. Ancient inscriptions found across Europe seem to support both theories. Unfortunately, none provide a definitive answer. The mystery became even more famous after the publication of the novel The Eagle of the Ninth, which imagined the legion disappearing deep inside the Scottish Highlands while searching for a lost Roman eagle standard. Although fictional, the story inspired generations of readers and brought renewed attention to the mystery. Today, archaeologists continue to search for clues. Every Roman fort uncovered, every newly translated inscription, every ancient battlefield raises fresh questions. But after nearly 2,000 years, no one knows exactly what happened to Rome's legendary Ninth Legion. If thousands of soldiers can disappear, what if an entire treasure has stayed hidden for over 2 centuries, despite millions of dollars being spent trying to find it? Off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada, lies a small island that has fascinated treasure hunters since the late 1700s. It all began in 1795. According to local legend, a young man named Daniel McGinnis noticed a strange circular depression in the ground beneath an old oak tree. Curious, he and 2 friends started digging. A few feet down, they found a layer of wooden logs, 10 feet deeper. Another layer, then another, and another. Each layer seemed deliberately placed. The deeper they dug, the stranger things became. Word quickly spread. Over the next 2 centuries, dozens of companies, investors, engineers, and explorers poured millions of dollars into excavating what became known as the Money Pit. They uncovered mysterious stone markers, flood tunnels that repeatedly filled the shaft with seawater, wooden platforms buried deep underground, and scattered artifacts from different centuries. But no treasure. Over the years, theories exploded. Some believe the pit hides Captain Kidd's pirate treasure. Others think it's the lost jewels of Marie Antoinette. Some claim it contains Shakespeare's original manuscripts. Others believe it hides religious relics like the Ark of the Covenant or even the Holy Grail. Despite countless excavations, no definitive treasure has ever been recovered. Adding to the mystery is an old local legend. It claims that 7 people must die before Oak Island reveals its treasure. So far, at least 6 people have lost their lives during excavation attempts. Even today, new technology, including ground-penetrating radar, sonar imaging, and deep drilling, continues to uncover unusual underground structures. Yet the island refuses to give up its secrets. Whether there's truly a hidden fortune beneath Oak Island, or whether generations of treasure hunters have been chasing a legend, remains one of history's greatest unanswered questions. History is often presented as a collection of facts, dates, names, victories, defeats. But the truth is, some of the greatest stories ever told don't have endings. A colony that vanished without a trace. A book that no one can read. A priceless room that disappeared during war. A Roman legion erased from history, and a treasure that has tempted generations without revealing itself. Perhaps one day, new discoveries will finally solve these mysteries. Or perhaps, some secrets were never meant to be uncovered. Until then, they remain reminders that even after centuries of exploration, our past still holds countless unanswered questions. So, which mystery do you think has the most likely explanation? Was the lost colony of Roanoke absorbed into a nearby tribe? Could the Amber Room still be hidden beneath Europe? Or is there really something buried beneath Oak Island? Let me know your theory in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into history's greatest mysteries, don't forget to subscribe, because there are countless more stories waiting to be uncovered. Sometimes, the most fascinating part of history isn't what we know. It's what we still can't explain.